Hi, friends. I'm delighted and extremely thankful that my first guest is Niraj today, Mr. Niraj Gandhi. He is not only a good human being, but a very, very successful businessman also. वो इतने सक्सेसफुल इसलिए हैं बिकॉज वो एक बहुत ही गजब के इंसान हैं जो जिन्होंने जिंदगी को एक्सपीरियंस किया है, अप्स एंड डाउन्स देखे हैं फ्रेंड्स, और साथ ही उनका मूल मंत्र है दूसरों की जीत में अपनी जीत देखना। ये मैं आपको अपने पर्सनल अनुभव से बता सकती हूँ। वेरी वेलकम टू यू नीरज। हाउ आर यू टुडे?
I'm absolutely fine. Thank you for calling me.
My pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you so much. ओके, सो नीरज, हम आपकी जर्नी से शुरू करते हैं। कैसा रहा अभी तक का सफर?
Yeah, the journey was good. Every day is a new learning for me. So the journey never ends. Basically, it's every day is a new challenge and you overcome it, and then you know every day is a new chapter for you. So the book is not yet finished. The book is still going on. So we are still reading it.
Definitely, definitely. So, what do you do? What business you have?
So I run a digital marketing agency in Mumbai, and I'm also going to become a coach now and teach people how to basically create a great content on social media so that your message is shown to people in a much better way and you get some traction on it. So that's what basically I'm trying to build. But I'm handling some few fashion brands as my clients, and I run their social media platforms and do most of things to basically make them popular on social media. That is what I'm doing as of now.
Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. So, नीरज, आप कैसे स्टार्ट हुआ आपका यहाँ तक का सफर?
सफर तो काफी लंबा था. So I'll just start with the beginning of what things came in my life and what things went wrong, what things went right.
Yeah.
So if you allow me, I can start and
Definitely.
tell you that how things fell in place and how uh, things still are falling in place, even with a lot of ups and downs. But that's a part of life, and then that's faced by everyone. So that's challenge is basically it's an opportunity for you. So whenever you get a challenge, it's like you treat it as an opportunity that once you overcome those challenges, and if you can just create an opportunity out of it, and that's how basically things would fall in place, and that's how it's been with me till date.
Amazing, amazing.
So let me start with my journey. When I was a small kid, uh, maybe when I was in school, and one thing I didn't like was studying. I was never good in studies. I always used to get low marks. I would not say very low marks, but yeah, I mean, my parents used to expect me to get above distinction and all those things. That there was always a peer pressure of getting results. But then I was very keen on not studying basically because it never excited me. So what I felt in my journey, throughout my journey, what I realized that if you don't like study, that's okay. I mean, if you can just achieve what you are looking for, and that's about it. Uh, there are so many big people who are like CEOs of big companies. They have just come out from the root grass level.
Exactly.
They were also not very good in studies. Like if you just take an example of Sachin Tendulkar, he just followed his passion. Even also, he was also not very good in studies, but he had that dream that okay, if I'm not good in studies, I'm good in cricket. Why not make that as my career? So the same thing goes with me. I was never very good in studies earlier. So once I passed my 10th standard, and when I went to college, for my 2 years in college, from the 11th grade and 12th grade, I didn't do anything. I didn't even attend my college. I only used to go to college and just give my exams, and that too I used to study for exam like couple of days back and just read it whatever I feel like. I just put down on the paper and just leave. So
Okay.
my time was totally spent in doing all the wrong activities, like going around and making friends and going to play games and all those things. I mean, never very much focused, and that is expected from a lot of youngsters. But I was a different kind of a breed at that time, where I never knew what is the goal of my life. So looking back on those days, I was just loitering around, and one fine day I came home, and my father was standing at the door, and he just told me that, son, what are you doing? I mean, you're just wasting your time, and you're not focusing on your studies and all those things. By the way, I took commerce, and I was not capable of getting into science because again, a lot of studies involved in that, and I never wanted to do it. So landed up doing commerce, and again, this chapter of me coming home late, and my father was standing at the door, and he told me, Neeraj, what are you doing in life? I mean, this is not accepted from you. So we had some little bit of arguments there on that particular day, and he told me very honestly that, Neeraj, if you don't do something right now, it will be really difficult for you to go ahead in your life. So at least have some goal and things like that. But at that time, I was not very keen on listening him. And he said that, see, if you don't understand my point, it is, I mean, you have no right to stay in the home. This is my house, and all those things happened. And it felt, I mean, I felt really bad about it. I mean, what my dad is talking about, all this.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I said, fair enough, let me think about it. So he said that, okay, you think about it. Today you are not staying at home. You can just go out and you can just roam around with your friends and figure out what you want to do in life. So I was just, really paranoid and, in confusion what to do. So I just went to my friend's place and told him that, all these things happened.
Yeah.
So he said, not to worry, that's okay. This is part and parcel of life. I mean, every human being is different. You are also different. So that's okay. So I said that I don't want to speak about anything. I just want to go to sleep. And then I just went off to sleep. And the next day, morning, he just told me that, Neeraj, you know what, when you were sleeping, I was just realizing that what you were good at. I mean,
Mhm.
what, apart from studies, you might be having some sort of skills that might like you, or something which drives your passion or something like that. So yeah, so I told him that apart from studies, I was good in computers at that time. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah, so I used to do a lot of things in, so my dad had just bought a machine, at that time, there were big machines, like a cabinet, there is
Desktop. Yeah.
yeah, a desktop, and it was like the cream colored desktops, with floppy
Yes.
disk and all that stuff. You know.
Yes.
So I was good. I was good in making those things. So I used to get things from the market and assemble pieces on my own, and do my own R&D, and just, I mean, sometimes it just fell in place. I mean, I never knew how to do it, but then when I used to do it, it used to happen. The kind of thing that I wanted, it always used to happen. Okay, then even at that time there was no YouTube channel or something like that, to basically take inspiration or take learnings from. But I used to just gather some information from here and there, and people who had done some sort of hardware networking and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
I used to just take some, insights from him, and I used to do everything on my own. So I narrated this that, I've been doing this, and I like working on PC, and it just fascinates me.
Mhm.
So he told me that, Neeraj, why don't you teach your skill to someone? Like, if you know computers,
Wow.
why don't you teach that?
Mhm.
Right? So I said, fair enough. I have no problem teaching it. I mean, whatever I know, I can just pass on my knowledge to somebody else. And if that person is gaining some knowledge out of it, I have no problem. I mean, it's something that it's really good, right?
Yeah.
So so he told me that, I have a neighbor. Why don't you teach him? He's finding it difficult to go to office and work on those daily routines of how to check emails and a lot
Right.
of other things that happens in the office, like keeping your accounts and all that stuff. So,
Yes.
you need to know Excel and Word and all the PowerPoint, how to create your
Presentation. Yes.
presentations, all that stuff. So I said, fair enough, I can teach that person if he is willing to pay me. Because see, I am broke right now. I have no money. My father has just told me to get lost from the house, and I have no money that I can spend on. So I need some money to survive. So he said, of course, you'll get money. So the next day I went to that person and I told him that, okay, I can teach you. He first narrated me the problems that he was facing on a daily basis. That whenever he used to go to office, he always used to depend on his staff. That you get me this, get me that, get me this sheet, get me that sheet. So he was always in dilemma of how to run the business, and let's say the technology was coming up, so he wanted to leverage the technology. So he said that I have these problems. If you can solve these problems for me, it'll be great. So I said, yes, I will be able to easily overcome your problems on all this. I will teach you from the root level, and I can really make you learn a lot of things. So he said, fair enough, you can start from tomorrow. And he asked me that how much I will charge. So I said that I will charge you not per sessions, but till the time you don't learn, I will be there with you. So I said, I'll charge you 3,500 rupees per month. At that time, I'm talking about 2001 or 2, 2002, I guess, maybe.
Wow.
So at that time, 3,500 was a big amount for me, that, at least my
You
kharcha
start.
and all that nikal jayega,
Yes.
right? So I said, fair enough, I'm ready to do it. So that day I went and I told my father that, see, you know,
Wow.
since I mean, it was good that you opened my eyes. I know that, I was like somebody who had no goals, who had nothing in life, just loitering around,
Yes. Yes.
doing things that shouldn't be done. So I said that, see, now I've got my first this thing. I'm earning now. My student is going to give me 3,500 rupees a month. I said, now I don't need your money. I basically run my show in this 3,500 rupees a month. I don't need your money. So from that day onwards, I started teaching that person. And within span of 2.5 or 3 months, he learned everything. Okay.
Wow.
And he was so happy from my coaching that he said that, Niraj, I've got some few people, and that guy was approximately around 50-year-old person. Okay. And so he said that, Niraj, since you have taught me all this and I fairly know about a lot of things now, why don't you teach my uncles? Because they are also dumb like me. Right? I said, I have no
Absolutely.
problem. I have no problem. So I said, okay, fair enough. So I went to those people also, and the similar thing happened, and they said that, okay, start teaching us from tomorrow. And then
Amazing.
again, I started teaching those two more people apart from the person that I was teaching. So this went on, right? So that those people also learned, and then they also said, why my very good friend of mine is also having problems like the kind of problems
Amazing.
that I have. Sorry.
Amazing. This is really, really, it's really awesome.
Yeah. So it was like a chain reaction.
The
So I
team
made one
reaction.
person happy, and he said that, why don't you make other people also happy, because they are also sailing in the same boat,
Very well
right?
said.
So then those people also put me to their colleagues and their friends and families and all that thing. So in span of let's say 3 years
Mhm.
after I started my first uh, coaching, I taught more than 350 people.
Wonderful. Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so I mean, I was just teaching basics. How what is PC, what is RAM, what is gigabyte, what is megabyte, how to make files, how to make folders, and all those things, and Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Internet. So I combined everything, that, okay, I understood what your pain point is. That person will also have the same pain point. And since this guy learned the way it should be, the other guy will also learn the way it should be. There is no
Amazing.
other rocket science to it, right? It's a procedure. This is what step one, step two, step three you need to do. So I mastered it after teaching, let's say, 10, 15 people. I exactly knew that this guy will also have the same problem, and
Wow.
the solution that I have will be common to everyone. The problem is similar, the solution is also similar, so I just replicated the entire thing,
Indeed.
right?
Indeed.
So when I was around 19 years of age, I used to earn 1 lakh rupees a month.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and I told my father I don't need anything. So from the 12th standard till date, I have never asked any money from my father. I completed my graduation. I also did. So coming back to the point that I was teaching these people, I got an opportunity to teach in a corporate. So
Okay.
one of my uncle was looking at it that what I was doing. So he was working in one company called as Rosy Blue India Private Limited,
Hmm.
which is owned by B. Arun Kumar. Uh, B. Arun Kumar Private Limited. That's the biggest diamond firm in India. And the owner of the CEO is Russell Mehta. You know Russell Mehta? Russell
I
Mehta is
have heard.
basically, yeah, Russell Mehta is the Ambanis and these guys got married, right? His
Oh
son and
yes, yes, yes,
Russell
yes.
Mehta's daughter got married,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
right? So I was sitting next to Russell Mehta at that time. I used to, so this was a diamond company. They wanted to implement ERP systems in their, what do you call, in the organization. Yeah. So, he saw me doing this and he said that, why don't you come to my company and teach lot of people there? Because they all were from Surat and they were all those diamond assorters. They had no clue about how to maintain accounts because they were putting, I mean, they were handling business worth crores and crores of rupees and everything was happening on paper. So they gave me a task that I want these 200 people to know basics of computer. So you come and teach all of them. So I taught all those 200 people. And there were people who were like 55, 60, 65 years at, and I was like 18, 19 years. At that time, a 60-year-old guy used to call me sir. So I was feeling like somebody's calling me sir. And it was a great feeling for me that, sir. So till date also they call me on my birthday that whatever learnings that you got and whatever position that I've got in my company is because of your coaching at that time, like some 18 years back, 20 years back, right? So this was the journey where I was doing. And one fine day, I realized that I need to finish my studies also. I never used to go to college, so I thought of doing my engineering and things like that, computer engineering and all that stuff. So I went in the college, the engineering college, and they said that no, no, we will not take you because you are from the commerce background. So I said, you cannot basically do this because I mean even if I from commerce, I know how to basically do things, right? So they didn't allow me. So I went to the government, I mean the Mantralay people, in Mumbai, the head of what do you call the what do you call some MLAs and something like that. There were many people, but then I went to the right person and somebody told me that you go and meet this guy. So there was an MLA and I told him that these guys are not giving me admission and all that stuff just because that I'm from a commerce background. So he wrote a letter to the institute that if this guy is deserving, please give him admission. So I went with the letter and I told them that okay, I got the letter, I need the admission. They said, no, you will not get the admission, you need to give your test. So I gave the test. There were around 160 people, and I was like 100, the one more seat, 161. I said, "You take my test. I'm okay." So I prepared for the test for 1 week, and I stood one first. Okay, out of all the engineering people who were there, I was self-taught. I had no clue about what to do, but I know my basics very well. So I gave the test, and I came first in that, and they said that okay, we will not give you a degree, but we will give you a bachelor's degree. So I'm okay. I said that I don't care about degree. I just want to learn, right? So and then I
Amazing.
learned and I, did a lot of things there. But then again, when I graduated from there, I did not get a job. Why? Because I was a commerce graduate, and engineering was something that everybody wanted as there should be there
This
in your
is,
CV. So
don't you think this is, there should be some change in our education system and the policies. इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? When we go to other countries, you can actually do the course and start doing that particular job. So
It should change, but then that's how things are. As I told you, there are many ups and downs in life.
Well said.
These were some of the challenges that I faced, but eventually I never got a job. I never got a job, right? But now in current scenario, it's reversed. If you have the skills, you will get the job. At that time, it was not like this, right? So
That's
coming back to my journey, I finished everything. Then I realized that I don't like it. That coding and all that stuff was not my. I did not enjoy it. I thought that okay, let me finish my learning, but then I did not enjoy it. So I said, fair enough. So everything kept aside. Okay, I don't have the job, nothing. Let me go and join my father. So I joined my father. He was into packaging business and printing business. I helped him. I grew business, but then it was not like making a very good money out of it. It was a very mediocre kind of a work profile. So I did that for many years, and I realized that this is also not good for me. So again, in that, I would not say that I failed in that, but I did not enjoy it. So that because of not enjoying it, I did not grow in that business, right? And then I started making multiple things like web to print. Let's say if somebody wants to order some sort of, let's say you want to print a business card, or you want to create your brochure or something, you just go to my website and just click on few things, and then you order things, and my processing unit will process everything and will send it to you, right? So that was also very naive at that time. I started doing a lot of framework, spent a lot of money on designing the entire framework online and all that. That also didn't work. So that was also something that it was a failure for me. So at that time I learned that you should not start something before understanding the market. Even if you are having a Ferrari, but the roads are not good, you cannot drive Ferrari, right? So I wanted to drive a Ferrari, but the roads were not good to drive on, so it was not acceptable
very,
on the.
Neeraj, I must say, very well said. Very well said. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the challenge. And then multiple things happened, and I failed, then I came up and I failed. I recently started a startup where you can just go online in matter of minutes. I designed the entire uh, a web builder where you just type in some few things, and your website and your online shopping is ready, right? And I spent a lot of money on that. In that also I failed. Why? Because I did not have the business acumen to run it. I was a techie guy. In the sense, I can formulate things that this is how it should be, but I was not good at that how to run that, right? You need partners, you need somebody. I was just fighting everything alone. So
Hmm.
after failing in multiple, so I must have failed in like more than 5 businesses now. And I exactly know why I failed. And after 20 years, I realized that I was never good in execution. I was always good in designing it, right? So my passion till date, when I started my journey, I was very good in designing. I was
Okay.
very visually powered brain I had.
Hmm.
And if you tell me that you design this for me, it will be like a cakewalk for me at any point of time. Okay. And today I realize that, why I did all these things. Because somebody else was doing, and he was doing a great job in it, and I just wanted to copy it, and probably I can just polish it more and take it further. But then I realized that to take it further, those skills were not there in me. So
Yeah.
that was the reason I failed. But now I realize that if somebody would have told me at that time, Neeraj, you are not good in that, the execution part, and you are good in your creativity. So if I would have pursued my creativity from that stage, I would have been at some other level today, right? So, and that's why I went into now this, creating social content and all that, because that's my liking, that's my passion. It's like engraved inside my mind that I
Indeed.
don't need to learn anything for it. It just comes out of it without any understanding of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as you are a creative person,
Yeah.
definitely it suits. Wonderful. Very nice.
Yeah, so this was the journey, and now I'm running some few. I'm handling some few accounts, and mostly fashion brands,
Wow.
and I make their creative, I make their social postings, I create reels for them, I run campaigns for them online. I design their websites, e-commerce, this, that, everything. I know it very well. So I have this knowledge very well, so where I don't have to invest my lot of energy, because it's already there in me, right?
Indeed.
And the same thing that I want to coach, that okay, if you want to run your business online, what are the ways, and what you should do and what you should not,
Hmm.
right?
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
Do's.
so this was basically what my journey was, from the beginning till end. Lot of failures. Now after so many years I realized that I was never made for it.
वंडरफुल एग्जैक्टली एज सैड कि डूज हमें पता चलते हैं, डोंट्स समझने में बहुत सारा टाइम लगता है, एंड बट द स्पिरिट यू हैव शोन, वो कहते हैं ना कि कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. सो
Hmm.
आज आप उस मुकाम पे हैं नीरज कि आपने पहले बहुत लोगों की मदद की थी, बट आज मैं पर्सनली जानती हूँ कि आप कितने लोगों की मदद कर रहे हैं. दैट मेक्स यू अ वंडरफुल
तो
पर्सन.
मुझे अच्छा लगता है, मुझे अच्छा लगता है. See, if I can just change one life also, it makes a lot of difference to me.
That's amazing. That's a great attitude, and universe is continuously looking at you and watching you and making an account of it, and you will definitely reap the benefit. This is really wonderful. And let us talk about your passion, other than work, of course. What do you
Passion
like?
is
Yeah, in
passion
your
is like
life. Huh.
I usually work a lot. Okay, so my first passion is my work for sure. Second is I like to travel. So my dream is to basically travel nook and corners of the world, because that excites me a lot, because a lot of things to know, a lot of diversity. Yeah, I mean, we are sitting here, just working day in day out, but there is another world also where you can find your own peace. So that world needs to be seen, if not today but tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And apart from that, I have a family. I have one son and a lovely wife. My wife is a fashion designer, so she is also absolutely workaholic.
Okay,
So
very nice.
so that's how I like to spend time with my kid and my wife and my family. So I would like to devote more time there. Nothing else excites me otherwise. Otherwise, there is no other passion that I can see. Yeah, and maybe some few. Maybe I just take care of my health. So I like working out in the morning. So that is one thing that also excites me in the morning. So that 1 hour spent is like for myself and for nothing to think about, and just work
Mhm.
on your health, and that's about it. So these are some of the things apart from what I do. Uh, you know,
Right.
apart from doing business.
नीरज एक्चुअली आप आपकी लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पायरिंग है. द होल स्टोरी इज हाईली इंस्पायरिंग फॉर स्पेसिफिकली फॉर यंगस्टर्स, फॉर द यूथ. तो आई एम श्योर जब वो लोग आपकी स्टोरी सुनेंगे, क्योंकि बच्चों को एक्चुअली वो कई बार बहुत सारे बच्चे दिशाहीन हो जाते हैं. उनको हो
Hmm.
जाते हैं मतलब उनको पता नहीं चलता.
Hmm.
दो दे आर वेरी शार्प, लर्निंग, उनको खुद को अपनी क्वालिटीज का पता नहीं होता. एंड हियर
Right.
आई रियली कैसे पेरेंट्स को भी कभी कभी कितना टफ हो जाना पड़ता है अपने बच्चों को दिशा दिखाने के लिए. सो
Hmm.
दिस इज रियली वंडरफुल. एनीवे,
Yeah.
सो आप आपसे बीइंग अ कम्युनिकेशन कोच, मेरा एक सवाल है कि लाइफ में कभी कुछ ऐसा हुआ है कि कोई कम्युनिकेशन गैप की वजह से कुछ समस्या हुई हो, जहां आप अपनी बात ना कह पाए हो, या एनीथिंग एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू कम्युनिकेशन गैप.
Uh, I've not faced any communication gap, because at my work I've never faced it. But yes, in casual day-to-day life, I have come across one situation where things were, uh, because of the communication. you know, communication gap, I would say.
Mhm.
Things didn't fall in place. So there was a time when I used to go to, I mean, we were supposed to go for a vacation.
Mhm.
So I was like I'm one of the member of these holiday things, you know. So you just book it and you can just go to that place and stay. So you pay for that 25 years upfront, and then you can just
Okay.
decide on the 7 days or 10 days of things, you know. Then you
Yes.
can just go in that place.
Mhm.
So I visited the website, and there it's said that, you know, I wanted to visit Rajasthan, you know, in India.
Mhm.
There were a couple of places that I was figuring out. So I just noticed that there is something called as um, Umaid Bhawan, if you've heard about.
Yes, yes.
Umaid Bhawan is a very one of the top class property in Jodhpur.
Yes, yes.
It's a
I know.
palace basically,
Mhm.
where I wanted to go and stay for 2 days.
Right.
So I went online and checked on the website, and it said that Umaid Bhawan is available, and you pay this much amount of money, and you just go. And the amount was very cheap. I mean,
Mhm.
Umaid Bhawan was like 45,000 rupees a night. That's starting point. I
Okay.
said, I'm getting at 10,000 rupees per day. That's a steal. I should buy it, you know.
Indeed.
So and I wanted to go to Ajmer and all those places also. So I clubbed a lot of things together.
Okay.
Right? I bought this, that. I, you know, booked my flight tickets and all that. So I booked everything,
Mhm.
and then I spoke to the agent also that my travel itinerary is like this, and he said, yes, yes, you have booked it perfectly. Your holiday resort is booked. Your Umaid Bhawan is booked, and all those things are booked. Then 2 days prior to my travel, I was just looking at the itinerary that, you know, first I need to go from here to this point and this point to that point. And then, you know,
Yeah.
you jot down before you go, you know, from where to take a cab and do what, and from airport transfers and all that. So
Right.
I saw in on Umaid Bhawan, it was written Kota. I said, Kota? How can it be Kota? It is
Mm.
in Jodhpur,
Yes.
right? It is in Jodhpur. So I just figured out, and I just went online, I just checked it, and I just typed Umaid Dhawan. I could see two Umaid Dhawans.
Oh,
One was in Kota and one was in Jodhpur.
oh my
At that
God.
time, I realized that instead of booking the Jodhpur one, I booked
Mhm.
the
Kota, Umid
the
Bhawan.
Kota one. And then I realized that Kota is on the extreme north, and Jodhpur is at extreme,
Uh,
not north but east.
West side.
This is, yeah, and this is on the west side. So I
Hmm.
had to change my itinerary. You know, my money was also wasted. And that gentleman who told me that yes, Umid Dhoni did not mention me that it's Kota, and I did not even see, it was not even written properly. It
Okay.
was like, you know, how you have those asterisks, like, this is
Exactly.
Kota.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you know, points to note, all that asterisk things. So that was a big communication error
Hmm.
from my side as well as from the agent side, you know.
Exactly. Yes, right.
And you know, then things did not fall in place, and I had a really good thinking that I'll go and stay at Umaid Bhawan and all that, and all those things just crippled down. So
Oh,
that was one communication error where they did not tell me, and I did not even realize what's going on.
well said, well said. So, as said, communication एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी समस्याएं create कर सकता है, and communication is the only thing that can actually resolve the big or the biggest problems if we use it
Yeah.
well. Wonderful. So it was really very nice talking to you, Neeraj. And I wish you all the best for your future, and looking forward to have more insights from you in future as well. And wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. Have a good
Thank you.
day.
Same to you. Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.